today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys something crazy. My life like literally changed after this, and it's just like so incredible that I kind of felt like I had to share it. I had recently been going through like a lot lately, and I had a friend come over, and she was like, you know, you should really try like a Reiki session. I've always just been kind of skeptical of that kind of stuff, and I wasn't like really into it at all. I was like, I don't know. But like, you know, I had gotten to the point where I was just like, you know, I feel like I have a lot of like negative energy going on, and I need like something to help. And so at this point I was like willing to try anything. I made an appointment with a Reiki healer. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically somebody that is supposed to heal you spiritually and like take out any like blocked toxic or negative energy that you may have inside of you, because we are like all built up of energy. I made the appointment, and oh my gosh, this is like so funny because I wasn't paying attention when I was like booking the appointment, and the person had sent me directions on like where to meet them. And I realized when I drove up to my appointment that it was like apartment buildings, and I was like, that's odd. So I called the number, and I'm like, hi, I'm at an apartment building. They're like, oh yeah. And it's like this guy, and he's like, oh yeah, just like come in and I'll come get you. And I was like, okay, this is sketchy. Like, I was like scared, obviously, because I wasn't expecting it to be like a home office, like where this was taking place. I thought it was like an actual like building somewhere. But the guy had really good reviews on Yelp, so I was like, you know what, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But I went in, super nice guy, and he had like this like bed set up with like all these crystals underneath it, and like a big poster of like the yoga guy, I don't know, like a Yogandi or something. I don't know what his name is. I'm not really into the whole like spiritual thing very much, but I'm like such a believer now, and I'll tell you why. Because my experience was so like literally craziest experience I've had in a while. So other than me ripping my whole vagina open giving birth, that was a crazy experience too. If you haven't seen it and you're over 18, you can watch that video because it's on my channel somewhere. And just so you know, I have like a birth video that has like over 1 million views. Those videos are not the one that shows everything. I show everything in this video, and it's somewhere like on my channel, so try to find it. It's like my unedited birth vlog, I think is what I titled it. So anyway, but just be warned, it is graphic. Don't say I didn't warn you if you end up watching that video. Okay, let's get back to the Reiki session. Okay, so I go there, and I am just like not really knowing what to expect. It's like, it looks like a massage table, and you lay down on it. It's told me like, you know, I'm going to scan your body for like 10 minutes, and then I'm going to, you know, like kind of heal you. I was like, okay. And so he burnt this stick called like a Palo Santo stick, I think is what it's called. And it's just like a piece of wood, and they like burn it, and it's supposed to like, I don't know, it smells like burnt wood, and it's supposed to like do something. Speaking of that, I bought like this whole set to like cleanse my house of like any negative spirits or bad energy. And then the Palo Santo stick, I think, is supposed to help like bring good energy and like creativity into the house. And I haven't done that yet, and I need to do it. I need to make a video. The reason I bought it was because someone had passed in this house that we own now before we bought it. So I got that like just in case, but I haven't used it. Maybe I should. But anyway, so that stick reminded me of like what was in here. So like what was in my kit that I got. So I ended up like just laying down, and I was having like serious anxiety because like I didn't know what to expect, and I get anxiety when I don't really know what's going on, or if I'm not in control of a situation. And I felt like very out of control of the situation because I was like, you know, I don't know, I just felt like very vulnerable. And so I ended up like just trying to relax as best I could. And the guy was super nice and kind of like really helped me feel like at ease. So that was nice. And then was like, you know, using like essential oils, which normally like I'm not into. I really don't like essential oils. Certain smells like trigger me to have like anxieties and stuff. And so I really didn't want to use those. But like, again, I was like kind of desperate and like feeling like really bad in a bad place. And so I was like, you know what, I really like need to just relax and like try to like, you know, let this work, you know. And I was just trying to be really positive about everything. And so I ended up like just telling myself like, okay, just relax, everything's gonna be fine, like you need this. Like, this is for you. And so I kind of like calmed myself. And then he was letting me know, like, okay, I want you to set an intention, you know, during your session to, you know, set an intention of like what you want to get out of this. Like, what do you want from this? And so he's like, and don't say it out loud, just say it mentally inside. And I was like, okay. And so we start this session, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to scan your body, and then I'm going to, like, you know, place my hand like on certain parts of your body or whatever. And I'm like, okay, do I open my eyes? Do I close my eyes? Like, I was literally clueless. I had no idea what I was doing. He's like, I would say close your eyes because it helps you to relax. And so I was like, okay. So I was like closing my eyes, and he was like, you know, doing stuff. And I was like, oh, it's kind of weird, but like whatever. And then, you guys, like, it got to a point where he put his hand here. And when he put his hand here, like, I started not like choking me or anything like that. It was just like, you know, just resting his hand like right here, like on me. And I remember like he put like certain oils, like essential oils to like smell. He's like, take a deep breath in. He was like having me smell these like essential oils. I didn't really like that, but I was like, you know, again, just trying to go with it. And when he put his hand here, I started having really bad anxiety, like so bad to the point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I wanted to get up and leave. And I was like, I told him, I'm like, I'm having really bad anxiety right now. And he's like, I know. He's like, just try to relax. And I was like, no, I don't like this. Like, I'm having really bad anxiety. I need to stop. I like pulled his hand off of me. And he's like, okay, I know because I can feel it. He's like, just try your best to relax. I'm like, no, I'm scared. I don't like this. And he's like, I really need you to be strong for me, Shannon. So he puts his hand back on me, and I start crying. And he says, just repeat after me. Anything that was uninvited and came into my room when I was younger is no longer allowed to be here. You're no longer allowed to be in my body. I release you. Like basically like telling me like what to say to like get this negative energy out of my body. And he was like saying to me, and I'm like literally crying, right? And I'm like scared, and I'm crying, and I'm trying so hard to be strong because like he's like, I'm gonna help you get it out. And that was like the only reason like why I was still laying on that table, because I was literally like ready to like rip his hand off of me again and like run out of that place, because I was feeling something I had never felt before, and it was scared me. Like, it really scared me. And he was like, the thing that reassured me was like, I can feel it. I know, and I can feel it. And I felt like he knew something that I didn't about me, like maybe something that I blocked that was something very traumatic that happened to me when I was younger, like that I blocked from like, no, you know how like sometimes when you go through like a traumatic experience, like you block it out mentally because you can't like emotionally like deal with it because it's like so traumatic. I don't know if it was something like that, because like obviously I know like I've had some traumatic events in my life with like my stepmom and with my car accident, and like, you know, lots of things have happened to me that are like traumatic. But what he was talking about, like I couldn't really remember like what he was saying, but I was feeling these feelings of like being really scared, and I was just like crying and crying and crying, like why he was doing this and trying to catch my breath. And he was just like, we're getting it out. He's like, you have very, very deep blocked like negative toxic stuff inside of you, like, and we need to get it out, and I'm gonna help you heal it out. And I was just like, okay. And that was the only reason why I was staying on that table, because I'm like, whatever this is, I don't want it in me anymore, get it the fuck out of me. And so he was just like, he told me like, repeat after me, and I kept like repeating, and we repeated it like 3 times, like whatever you know, was uninvited, you know, like to get out of me basically. I can't remember the exact wording, but, and I just remember like being like, oh, I did not like that. Then he like put his hand like on my stomach, and he was like going over the chakras, I think are what they're called. And when he was over my stomach, I remember like feeling really dizzy, and like the music was like wah, 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 like, you know, and just like everything, like I was like, I'm feeling really dizzy, like I'm not feeling good. And he's like, yes. He's like, I know. He's like, you have to think of this as like a spiritual detox. So, you know, like when you do drugs and then you detox from drug, maybe you don't know because you've never done drugs before, but like when you do drugs, if you've done drugs and you have to like detox from them, you feel sick. And so like he was saying the same thing happens like spiritually, like you're going through a spiritual detox and you're getting these yucky things out of you to try to make you feel better. And like, you might not feel good, and we experience different things, whether it's anxiety, crying, being scared, like feeling dizzy, feeling sick. And so I just remember like feeling like really dizzy when he put his hand over my stomach. And then like he came back to, like, he did my other chakras like on my knees and then on my feet, like he would hold it, and like I guess he was like healing the chakra or something. I'm not really exactly sure how it works, but then he came back to here, which was like the really difficult part for me. And I remember like literally feeling energy, like it like gives me the chills just to like talk about this. I remember feeling like, instead of feeling scared or having anxiety, I remember feeling like, almost like feeling like something leaving my hands and leaving my feet. Like almost like energy getting out of, like bad energy leaving my body. It didn't feel bad or good. It just felt like something was like going out. And I remember like after the session, I told him, I'm like, do I need like 25 more of these? Cause like, you know, if you've got like a lot of bad stuff in you, you might need like more sessions. And he was like laughing. And then I was like, you know, like asking him like, what happened? Like, is that normal? And he was like, it's normal, but it's not normal to feel scared. He's like, you have like a lot of, he made me feel like, oh shit, I got like a demon inside of me. I'm like, I even asked him like, do I have like a demon in me? Like, he's like, no, we like to think of it as like entities. I'm like, yep, definitely have a demon inside of me. Like, exercise that demon out. Okay. But like on a serious note, like it was crazy. Like I actually felt things I never thought. And I was so skeptical before. I'm like, really? I'm paying this person $140 to fucking just put their hand on me like this and like be like, watcha, 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 like you're healed. That's like what I was thinking. I don't know why I say watcha, watcha, but like, anyway, hocus pocus, you're healed, you know, like, I don't know. I don't even know how like to describe it, but basically afterwards he was like, you need to meditate. He's like, you need to like stay away from like negativity. You have a lot to like work on spiritually. You have a lot of like traumatic things that have happened to you. He showed me pictures of what like your chakras are supposed to look like, and they're like these beautiful like rainbow colors. And then he showed me like a picture of what my chakras looked like, and it was like dark clouds with like lightning and stuff, like basically like a storm had hit. I was just like, oh great. It's like, but don't worry, because we're going to like, you know, make sure we work on healing them and getting them like all the negative like traumatic things like out of you. But like he said that he didn't want to, that he could have kept like healing and getting more out during that session, but because I was already like scared and crying and having anxiety, like he didn't want to do too much because he didn't want to overwhelm me. He said like, you know, we'll break it down into 3 sessions, which is normally what he does for everybody. Like if you have like a heartbreak or, you know, have lost a loved one or something like that, like normally it's like 3 sessions to like get you all cleared and good to go. I have another appointment tomorrow, and I have another appointment after that on Monday. So I will keep you guys posted and let you guys know how it goes. But I do have to tell you, like after that appointment, I felt like so much lighter and like happier, and just like, I don't know, like I definitely think it helped. And I've been like trying to like just work on being positive again, because I used to be like so positive and like I don't know what happened, like, but yeah, sometimes we like, you know, need a boost and someone to be like, you are being negative and you need to work on whatever it is. So basically I'm working on myself spiritually, and that was like better than any, like that one appointment with a Reiki healer was like probably more beneficial than like all of the therapy I've ever had in my life. I've had a lot of therapy since I was like a teenager into my adult life. Like nothing has been more healing than that one session. So I would definitely recommend it. He's a Reiki master, so, and he also has like students underneath him, so he's been doing it for a long time. He's like really experienced. And so I actually told my sister that I think she should go. She has an appointment tomorrow too. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys because it was like literally life-changing and like so crazy, and I just felt like I needed to share it. You know, maybe it could be helpful to you guys, to one of you that maybe needs something like that. So my friend Christine Diamore was the one that like told me I should go see a Reiki healer, and so thank you, Christine, if you're watching this. That was my experience, and literally, like I said, life-changing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in my next video.